Bonnie from Flannel and Preschool. Thank you so much for coming to preschool with me today. Do you think we should wake up Betsy? She's taking a little nap right here behind my easel. But I think you call her if you say, Betsy, where are you? If you say that really loud, she'll hear you and she'll wake up. All right, are you ready? We'll count to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Betsy, where are you? She is back there. Betsy, what are you doing? Hello, boys and girls. Good morning. Welcome to preschool today. Betsy's so excited about this story today, aren't you, Betsy? Before we get to that, we have to sing hello to all of our friends. Can you help me? Yes. Betsy's going to sing hello to you, and then you can sing hello to Betsy. Does that sound good? Okay, here goes. Hello, friends. How are you? And then you sing hello, Betsy. Hello, Betsy. How are you? And can you sing hello, Miss Jamie? Hello, Miss Jamie. How are you? Thanks. We're so glad to see you. Here, here. We're all here, here, here. We're all here, here, here. We're all here. We're all here together. Yay! Thanks for singing. Good morning. You're so excited because this is a story about a bird. Yes, it's your cousin probably. Are all the birds your cousins? Yes. This is actually the story about a little red hen who lives on a farm with some other farm animals, and they're not very helpful. It's a fairy tale. Do you remember how all the fairy tales start? All the stories we've read this week. The little pigs, Goldilocks, the Billy Goat Scruff, they all start the same way. Betsy, I'm going to lay you down so you can listen, okay? All right, see you soon, friends. Good. All right, all of our fairy tales start the same way. Maybe you remember. Maybe you can say it with me. It always starts like this. Once upon a time. And that's how our story starts. The little red hen. Here goes. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen who lived on a farm with her 3 baby chicks, and there was also a duck and a pig and a cat. Well, the little red hen was out in the field one day when she discovered a pile of seeds. She thought, I'm going to plant these seeds and make something for my baby chicks. She called out to her friends. She said to her friends, who will help me plant these seeds? And do you know what her friends said? The duck said, not I. And the pig said, not I. And the cat said, not I. So the little red hen said, very well, I will do it myself. And she did. She put the seeds in the ground. Before long, they started to sprout. Little green sprouts. The hen was delighted. She called to her friends. She said, who will help me water these plants? Do you know what her friends said? The duck said, not I. And the pig said, not I. And the cat said, not I. So the little red hen said, very well then, I will do it myself. And she did. She watered the plants every day. Well, pretty soon there were some weeds growing up in the garden. And so she called to her friends and she said, who will help me pull these weeds? And do you know what her friends said? You guessed it. Can you say it with me? Can you tell the story? The duck said, not I. And the pig said, not I. And the cat said, not I. They wouldn't help her. So the little red hen said, very well then, I will do it myself. So she took her hoe and she dug up the weeds and she took care of her garden. Well, in the spring, guess what happened? The wheat started to grow. The little red hen was so excited to see all that wheat growing. She said to her friends, Who will help me cut down this wheat? And do you know what her friend said? You guessed it. The duck said, "Not I." And the pig said, "Not I." And the cat said, "Not I." So the hen said, "Very well then, I will do it myself." So she cut down all the stalks of wheat. Well, now the little red hen had to carry the wheat to the mill so that the miller could grind it up and make flour. And so she asked her friends, "Who will help me carry this wheat?" Do you know what her friend said? Yes, say it with me. The duck said, "Not I." And the pig said, "Not I." And the cat said, "Not I." So the hen said, "Very well then, I will do it myself." She carried the wheat all the way to the miller. She gave it to the miller. He took it inside the mill and turned it into flour. The little red hen carried that flour back to her kitchen. She got out a bowl and eggs and milk and butter, and she decided she was going to bake some bread. She called out to her friends. She said, "Who will help me bake this bread?" And do you know what they said? The duck said, "Not I." And the pig said, "Not I." And the cat said, "Not I." So the hen said, "Very well then, I will do it myself." She put everything in the bowl and she stirred and mixed and kneaded the bread. And pretty soon it was time for the little red hen to put her bread into the oven. She put it in and set the timer, and all of a sudden a delicious aroma started coming out. They could smell the delicious bread baking in the oven. The animals were so excited. They came running up to the hen and said, "What is that delicious aroma that we smell?" And the hen said, "I baked some bread. Who's going to help me eat this bread?" And do you know what her friend said? This is tricky. The duck said, "I will. I'll eat it." And the pig said, "I will." And the cat said, "I will." And the hen said, "Oh, no, 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 you won't. Who helped me plant these seeds? I did. Who helped me water the garden? I did. Who raked the weeds? I did. Who cut the wheat? I did. Who carried all the wheat to the miller? I did. Who carried the flour back and mixed up the bread? I did. I did it all by myself, so I'm going to eat it all by myself." And she did. But she shared some with her baby chicks. And they all lived happily ever after. Isn't that a silly story, a silly fairy tale? You can tell it's a fairy tale because it has once upon a time, and they all live happily ever after. And can you think of what the pattern of 3 is? What were there 3 of? Yeah, 3 friends, the duck, the pig, and the cat. Now here's something silly. Yesterday we learned that the troublemaker in the story, like the troll and the big bad wolf, the troublemaker has a special name. The troublemaker is called, does anybody remember? It's such a big word. It's a really smart word. Some grown-ups don't even know the word. It's antagonist. Yeah, the troublemaker in the story is the antagonist. Now here's something silly. In the story of the little red hen, there are 3 antagonists. Not 1, like our other stories. All 3 of these friends are the troublemakers because they will not help the little red hen to bake her bread. There were 3 antagonists in that story. Isn't that so silly? Fairy tales just make me smile. Everyone is just a little bit different, but they all have some things in common. Well, boys and girls, we're going to play a little game now because the little red hen and her friends lived on a farm. Can you think of any other animals that live on a farm? What is this one? A pig! You're right, the pig lives on the farm. Let's see if you know another one. What is this one? It's a cow. You're right, cows also live on a farm. Oh, this is a good one. I bet you like this one. What is this? It's a horse. You're right, a horse lives on the farm. And this one goes ba ba. Do you see it? It's a sheep. Sheep live on the farm. And I think I have one more. I do. It's a dog. A dog lives on a farm. You're right. So we're going to play a little game where I've hidden a picture of a farm animal in my envelope. It says, "What is hiding?" You have to peek in this little window and try to guess which animal it is. So which one do you think it might be? Can you see the white curly fur, the wool? Which animal from the farm do you think is hiding in here? Let's see. You're right, it is a sheep. We could even sing a little song like this. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a sheep. Good, can you sing it? E-I-E-I-O. And then can you sing Baba? With a Baba here and a Baba there. Here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a Baba. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Can you guess the next one? What is hiding there? Do you see there's some blue sky and a black ear and a white horn? What could that be? Which animal do you think is hiding in my picture envelope now? You're right, we were peeking at the ear of the cow. Yes, and the cow says, moo. Yes, can you sing it? And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I wonder what comes next. Are you ready to peek in the window? Which animal do you think is hiding in here? You see a little pink ear. Which one could it be? Let's see. You're right, it was the little pig. And the pig says, oink, oink. And on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O, with an oink, oink here and an oink, oink there. Here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink, oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Good job. Let's see what else is hiding in my picture window. Well, that's a tough one. Can you see it? It looks like there's like a mane and an ear and maybe a brown head. Which animal might be hiding on the farm here? Let's look and see if you're right. What did you guess? You're right, it was the horse. And the horse says, neigh. And on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O, with a neigh, neigh here and a neigh, neigh there. Here a neigh, you say it, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh, neigh. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Are you ready? I think I have one more. Oh, do you see this one? There's a brown ear and he's sitting in the grass. Which animal might look like this? Let's see if you're right. Ready? You're right. It was the dog. Good job. And the dog says, woof, woof. On that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O, with a woof, woof here and a woof, woof there. Here a woof, there a woof, everywhere woof, woof. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Good singing. Thank you so much for singing those with me. Those are some other animals that might live on the farm with a little red hen and some chicks and a cat and a duck and a pig. You're right. Would you like to put on your thinking caps and do a thinking game with me now? We played this one the other day, but I think you can do it again. Here I have some pictures of farm things. This one is a barn. It's on pink paper. This one is a farmer, also on pink paper. This is how the farmer drives around on a tractor. And the last one is the hen or the chicken. Yes. All right, so they're all pink. Pink barn, pink farmer, pink tractor, pink chicken. And now we have the same ones on green. So can you say them with me? Say green barn. Good. Green farmer, green tractor, green chicken. Ooh, you're smart. And I have them printed on the yellow paper. We've got yellow barn, yellow farmer, yellow tractor, yellow chicken, and the same pictures on blue. I bet you know what comes first. You're right, it's the blue barn. And next comes the, you guessed it, blue farmer, and the blue tractor, and the blue chicken. Oh, you're so smart. Very good. And the last one, they have them printed on orange. Do you know which one comes first when you're looking here? Which one comes first? You're right, it's the barn, and then the farmer. Good job. And next comes the tractor and the chicken. Good. We can memorize or think about the pattern of the pictures. All of the pictures in the rows are the same color. These are all pink, green, yellow, blue, and orange. And all of the pictures in the columns are the same. These are all barns. These are all farmers, all tractors, and all chickens. If your brain can remember the pattern, then when I take one away, I bet you can figure out which one is missing. Are you ready? I'm going to turn it this way so I can take one away. Let's see. Which picture is missing? Do you know? Do you know what color it is? Tell me really loud so I can hear you. Yeah. And do you know which picture it is? Yes, you're right. It was the green farmer. Wow, your brain is so smart. Let's do another one. Here goes. Yes, which one is missing? Which card is missing? Do you know what color it is? Yeah, you're right about the color. And do you know which picture it is? Yes, you're right. It was the blue chicken. I pulled away the blue chicken and you knew it because your brain was thinking, hey, I know the pattern. I can look left and right and up and down and I'll find that point where they meet. Wow, one more. I'm going to make this one a hard one. Are you ready? I know you can do it. Here goes. Which picture is missing? This is a tricky one. You really have to be a good thinker here. Do you know what color it is? Yep, you're right. And do you know which picture it is? You were right. Wow, your brains are so smart. You looked left and right and you knew it was an orange one. And then you looked up and you knew it was a barn. Wow, your brain deserves 2 kisses today. Mwah, mwah. Brain, you're so smart. Good job. All right, let's see. Miss Jamie got our camera all crazy there. Sorry. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do with you boys and girls is share one of my very favorite books that is almost like The Little Red Hen. And this book is called The Little Red Fort. The author is Brenda Mayer, and the pictures are drawn by Sonia Sanchez. And this book I'm reading to you, special thanks to Scholastic. So The Little Red Fort is about a girl named Ruby. And there are 3 boys who live in her neighborhood. Ruby decides she's going to build a fort. And she asks the boys, would you like to help me build the fort? And just like the friends in the Little Red Hen story, they will not help her build the fort. Let's read and find out what happens with Ruby and the Red Fort, the Little Red Fort. Ruby's mind was always full of ideas. was thinking. One day she found some old boards. Who wants to help me build something? She asked her brothers. Oh, they're not neighborhood boys, they're brother boys. Oops. Oscar Lee pretended not to hear her. Rodrigo gave her a look that could melt popsicles. Jose almost fell off the fence. You don't know how to build anything, they said. Ruby shrugged. Then I'll learn. And she did. Look, she's learning how to build a fort. Who wants to help me draw the plans? Ruby asked. The boys clutched their sides and howled with laughter. Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. Then I will draw them myself. I bet you can read this part. And she did. Good. Satisfied with her plans, Ruby asked, Who wants to help me gather the supplies? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll gather them myself. I bet you can read this page. And she did. Good reading. When all the supplies were gathered, Ruby asked, Who wants to help me cut the boards? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll cut them myself. I bet you can read this page. And she did. Look, she's there with her mommy and they're cutting the boards. When all the boards were neatly cut, Ruby sang, Who wants to help me hammer in the nails? Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll hammer them myself. I bet you can read this page. And she did. Soon Ruby's creation was complete. Who wants to play in my fort? She called. Me, said Oscar Lee. Let's go, said Rodrigo. I'll play, said Jose. I'm not busy anymore. Not so fast, Ruby said. You didn't help me draw the plans, or gather the supplies, or cut the boards, or hammer the nails. You said I didn't know how to build, and you laughed at me. I'm going to play in the fort all by myself. I bet you can read this page. And she did. Look, she's playing in her fort. But that is not the end of the story. We didn't want to play anyway, the boys said. But they did. So they huddled, whispered, and got straight to work. Oscar Lee made a mailbox. Rodrigo planted flowers. And Jose painted the fort fire engine red. Ruby was delighted. That evening, the boys followed a delicious aroma to a fort warming party. Who wants to help me clean this plate? Do you see the plate of cookies? And sometimes illustrators, when they want to show you that something smells really good, they'll draw like a line to show the aroma. Do you see the line coming out? That kind of shows like that they can smell it. Yeah. We do, said the boys. They definitely wanted to eat these cookies, didn't they? And they did. Look, they're all playing together. The boys felt bad that they didn't help Ruby, so they decided to make up for it by making her a mailbox and some plants, and they painted it. At the end of this book, I love this book, it's so good. There are some ideas for you to make your own fort. You could make a sofa fort out of pillows in your living room. Or maybe you could get a big sheet and you could make a kitchen chair fort out of the tables and chairs in your kitchen. If it's snowing where you live, then you could make a snow fort. It's not snowing where I live because it's almost, well, it is spring. Or maybe you could take a big blanket and make a bunk bed fort. Do you think you could build a fort at home just like Ruby did in the book? I bet you could. I would love to see a picture of the fort that you build at home. Maybe when you build your fort, you could tell stories inside or read books like this one. When I was reading this book about the Little Red Fort, did your brain start to think, hey, I'm making a connection. This book reminds me of the story of the little red hen. Did your brain say that? I bet it did, because you're so smart. When you read and make connections, then your brain is saying, huh, I know things that are the same about this book and this story. I'm so proud of you. Well, boys and girls, it's just about time for us to sing goodbye to all of our friends. So we should get Betsy out, and she's going to sing goodbye. Are you ready? Betsy, preschool time is over. Hi, friends. I love that story of the little red hen. Are you a good helper, Betsy? Yes, should we remind the boys and girls? Boys and girls, remember to be a good helper to your mommies and daddies at home. Don't be like the troublemakers in the story. When mommies and daddies ask you to help around the house, you'll say, I'll help. Don't be like the troublemakers and say, not me, not I, right? Maybe if you're being really helpful, you could even say to your grown-up, what can I do to help you today? And they could give you a project or something you could do to pitch in around your house. They'd be so proud of you for that. Good job. All right, should we sing goodbye? Thanks. Here goes. Preschool time is over now. Over now. Over now. Preschool time is over now for another day. Good. Wave goodbye to all of our friends. All of our friends. All of our friends. Wave goodbye to all of our friends. It's time to stay home and play. Hip, hip, hooray! Do you think the boys and girls will throw you some birdseed? Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and then reach in your pocket, get a handful of birdseed, and you can throw it to Betsy. She'll catch it on 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Betsy caught all your birdseed. Thanks, boys and girls. I'm going to blow you a kiss. Are you ready to catch it? Catch it. Stick it to your cheek and give yourself a big hug from Miss Jamie and Betsy. See you tomorrow. And parents, you can print some play ideas, including a recipe and some writing activities that you can play at home to extend the learning with your own kid. There are also 4 quiet time activities, probably for older kids, age 4, 5, 6, where they could practice their names and letters and numbers. And these are all linked in the video description. Bye, friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Betsy, we have to turn the camera off. Yes. Yes, we do.